An Orthodox Jew beaten in the streets of Brooklyn. Another sucker punched in New York. In Los Angeles, a driver targets Jewish men with his car screaming "effing Jews." And exactly 6 months apart, shooters attacking American synagogues during services with the intent to kill Jews. Pittsburgh last October, 11 lives lost in the worst act of anti-Semitic violence in American history. Poway in April, killing one worshiper. The direct threat against American Jews as victims of vandalism, assault, and even murder is at alarming levels.
We're talking some of the highest numbers of incidents that we've ever seen. It's really kind of unfolded itself in a very ugly way.
For a third year in a row, the Anti-Defamation League says anti-Semitic incidents in America rose to near historic highs. Each of the 1,879 dots, a physical manifestation of hate in 2018.
The threat environment today is one that we haven't seen in this country in recent memory.
George Salim oversees the ADL's Center for Extremism. He has also spent more than a decade working to fight extremism and radicalization at the Department of Homeland Security. The growing deadly threat, he says, is homegrown and overwhelmingly far-right and white.
There's this concept within white supremacist circles of accelerationism. That means that individuals feel like the white race is in danger and they need to act now.
The evidence of the growing threat is plain to see. Synagogues now pockmarked with bullet holes.
I was centimeters away from death. I still feel the power of the bullets flying.
Rabbi Yisrael Goldstein came to Poway, California in the 1980s with a dream to build a safe oasis for the Jewish community. But his sense of security was shattered in seconds.
At what point did you see a gunman walk into your synagogue?
It's so hard to go back to the moment. It's like unimaginable. Right there in the lobby, 10 feet away from me, 15 feet away from me, standing there, his feet spread apart in the aiming position, right at me.
The first blast marking the door and wall hit and killed congregant Lori Kay, who was there to pray for her recently deceased mother. Then the rabbi was hit.
My granddaughter looks up to me and says, "Zaidi," she's grandfather, "you're bleeding."
You didn't even know you were hit.
Didn't even know I was hit. The look on her face, she was so traumatized. She was just 4.5 years old. These are pictures you see from black and whites during the Holocaust, during the pogroms, Kristallnacht. That's when you see those images, not 2019 in the United States of America.
8-year-old Noya Dahan and her uncle were also injured by gunfire in the synagogue.
He was aiming at all the kids. He was aiming where the kids were. It was terrifying, scary.
The 19-year-old white male suspect wrote of killing Jews in an open letter before the attack. "I feel no remorse. I only wish I'd killed more." He said his inspiration came from the slaughter of 50 Muslims at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, and the massacre of 11 Jews at a synagogue in Pittsburgh, both of which police say were perpetrated by white supremacists. Poway's mayor says this was not representative of the city he loves.
There's swastikas spray painted in our schools. Just last Hanukkah, a family had swastikas spray painted on their house.
Lifelong resident Kim Garnier says the attack didn't surprise her one bit.
How do you see Poway?
And when I hear this isn't Poway, that's a slap in the face to the people who have experienced the bigotry, the hatred, the racism, the anti-Semitism. There's another element, and to ignore it is so disrespectful to those who have experienced it.
According to the ADL, all but 4 states saw incidents of anti-Semitism last year, down slightly from 2017, where all 50 states had incidents for the first time ever, the most deadly at the hands of far right-wing extremists.
Let me be very clear on this. White supremacy and white nationalism is a real and persistent threat. Law enforcement at the federal, state, and local level need to take this threat much more seriously.
If it isn't, he says, the deadly trend may continue.
You're never safe again. You don't feel safe again. If this could happen to us, it can happen anywhere and everywhere.